how you came to know Jesus, and was that something that you've had in your home since you were young, or how did that come about?
Yeah, so I grew up in church. I was fortunate enough to be around parents who definitely pointed me in the right direction. Put me in a position where I could grow up kind of around it. And I'm super thankful for that. But I also think at a certain point in your life that it becomes up to the individual to make their own decision. You can't just get, your parents can't push it on you. They can put you in the position to make your own decision, and they did that for me. And I got baptized when I was in middle school, so that was kind of the first time that I really made my own decision. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what's important to me. And then the shirts. Like, gosh, we got the shirts in Arizona in our FCA meeting. So Arizona, the Phoenix FCA gave them out to us, and that was just my regular BP shirt. That's what I wore every single day out to the field. A bunch of us had them, and when I got called up, we were going out to hit and be on the field and everything. And hey, this is what I wear every day, so I'm going to wear it out there. And then I had no idea that it was going to blow up the way that it did. But, how cool is it to kind of get into the playoffs, have all this exposure, and just what timing it was. You couldn't have planned it. And it was just one of those things that, like, gosh, this is what a cool message that you can put across just by wearing a t-shirt, and how many people are going to get to see that. So it worked out really cool.
Yeah, and if you're watching the video, I'm wearing the Rangers color one, and Garrett actually has the black and orange one because he only wears black. No, just kidding. But that's your high school colors, right, Evan?
That's right, yeah. So we got the shirts in the Rangers color, and then the Elizabethton Cyclones. So that's nice. The orange and black is us.
That's awesome. Now, can you tell everybody, because, guys, we're going to put a link if you want to go buy these. Garrett and I got our own because we're going to rock these with pride. What does this benefit? FCA is Fellowship of Christian Athletes, but I know that you had it. I think it was helping out with your church and projects back home. Is that right?
Yeah, so we ended up raising, in the span of when they first came out to the end of the year, so right around when the playoffs ended, we ended up raising about $100,000. And that went towards, so a third of it went to the FCA, which was, that's great. And then a third of it went to my home church back in Tennessee. So we have a ministry called Central Cares, where basically where I grew up and where I live, I'm very blessed and fortunate, but some people aren't, they didn't, they need help, kids rely on school meals or whatever, So we kind of go out, hey, we're going to give presents at Christmas. We're going to do Thanksgiving meals. We're going to give out stuff in the summer and have programs to where all these kids kind of are, taken care of. So a third of it went to that. And then the other third of it went to my high school baseball team to build an indoor hitting facility. So we don't have one. There's not one where I live. And it's going to be something that the whole county can use, not just my high school. So it's going to be something that everybody can come in there. There's no cost. It's free. Like, hey, we're going to it's open to the public. Anybody come in here and just, play some ball. There shouldn't be a price tag on wanting to play baseball.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
That's so cool. So you had no idea when you were just doing what you do for BP.
That was just me. Yeah. I
love that.
I think that's just kind of some divine intervention of life.
Yes.
It worked out the way that it was supposed to.
Yeah. It's amazing what God can do when you give him something to work with, right? It's just, I love that. Okay, and so like I said, we will put the link in the show notes for anybody that wants to get that shirt, and just, hey, you can wear what we're wearing, wear what Evan's wearing. All right, so one of the next question, and I love this, Evan, because you had so many people comment on your cool-headedness, and they talk about how you've got maturity beyond your years. And I actually saw an interview that your mom said that you've just always been that way. But you have a tattoo on your left forearm, which I love, that says God is bigger than the highs and lows. When did you get that tattoo, and what inspired that?
So I got it when I first got into pro ball, and what kind of inspired it was I got my teeth knocked in my first year of pro ball. Just, you go from being up here to like,
oh yeah,
months. Like I just, got and I was like, all right, we gotta, I gotta figure something out. And what really kind of brought me back down to some peace and quiet in my head was just like, man, like there are so much bigger things out there than baseball. And it's like, if I can just like kind of have a message that I'm going to see all the time, like, hey, God is greater than your highs and lows. No matter how good I'm doing, no matter how bad I'm doing, life's bigger than baseball. So that was definitely something for me that kind of I wanted to have somewhere that I could see all the time.